Good morning, guys. It's Pat with American Adventure Lab. We're actually going to be starting a series where we're doing installs. We'll be putting those up online to kind of make things more simplified. Today we're going to do the Jeep Gladiator bed rail system, or for the Jeep JT for you chassis guys. Pretty simple system. We have just a few items that go in as part of the install. We're going to walk through all of that today. But just to give you an idea on some of the parts, these are the underlying parts that will fit underneath the bed rail. We have another bracket that ties in. This will go and live in the bed on the inside wall and up underneath the rail. And all of that will tie this together. This is our top plate for the bed rail system. We have a number of holes in here that are going to allow you to put a number of options on here that we also offer for the Jeep Gladiator. We have a tailgate cover plate. This is our tailgate cover plate. This will replace that one as well on the OE. And of course, then we have our nut plates that will fit underneath inside the tailgate. So this will be I want to say a fairly simple process. You're going to have to get your arms and hands into some certain positions, and at some point in time it may take another set of hands to do that. But let's go ahead and get started and make it happen. All right, so we're going to start with the tailgate first. It's just kind of the easiest part and the easiest way to get to everything. So we're going to remove the Torx bits, 2, 4, 6, 8 of them there. This is going to give you access to the actual inside of the tailgate. And inside here, there are kind of like an alligator clip. We need to get in there and squeeze those together, and we'll pull this top cap off, and then we'll go ahead and start to install our nut plates, and then ultimately the top cap that goes on here as well. So here's our tailgate cap. Customers actually optioned to have the actual bed liner instead of powder coat, so it's a little bit thicker. So we just need to be a little bit careful when we tighten these down. We don't get them too tight. This material does stay relatively soft. That's kind of what gives its ability to take impacts and things like that. So you just don't want to over torque those. These are the nut plates that will actually go in the tailgate, and then this will actually bolt to it as such. Okay, so now we're going to work on getting these bed caps off. One of the things that we do need to do because of the hardware and the plates that we put in place to secure everything is we need to remove the OE bed rail tie down system. So that's going to be our next step, is getting this out of the way. We'll get this out of the way, which is going to involve a few steps, and it will take the tail lights out as well. That's 2 screws. We'll pull those out and unplug those. That's going to give us access to the underside of here. Once we get these off, then we can start including all of the hardware and get the bed caps installed and in place. Okay, so when we do this, we have to have access to the underside of this rail. We have access here, but that doesn't help us because the nut plate actually goes on the second set of slots, which is between the inner wall and the outer wall. The problem with some of the fenders is that we can't remove the fender without destroying all the clips that hold it in place. So to not do that, what we're having to do is, because we don't have the access, we're using some welding wire and basically feeding the bars down inside the bed and then pulling them up and getting them started with this. So we're actually working on the solution right now that will allow us to, once we get ready to lay this bed rail down, obviously we have to take these screws out. So we're going to come up with a plan that's going to allow us to feed these through that top plate, pull it up and get a couple of screws started, and then we're home free.
You can see him pulling that through right there. This front one we hooked with his left hand is holding up a guide wire that we threaded the rail through right here on the side of the tail light.
Okay, so as you know, we've been talking about the fact that the inner fenders are in place, and it makes it really difficult to get your hands up in here to hold this in place. So in this instance, we've taken the wire system, and it's not uncommon to do that where we can feed the wires in and basically pull the plates up into position. So what we've done now is we've secured those plates into position under the bed rail between the inner and outer walls. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our top cap, which everything mounts to, and we're going to use these longer screws to get it down, get it started. Once we do that, then we can start to pull this down, but we're going to pull these out in the same sort of single motion. Hang on, we'll be right back. So here we are. Our workaround has proven to be quite advantageous. Again, if you're dealing with a situation where we don't actually have the inner fenders going in, our inner fenders going in, this saves a lot of time, frustration, and money, I think, in the fact that the OE fender is held in place by 30 or 40 white plastic clips. And if you know anything about automotive white plastic clips, 40% of them are going to break when you try to pull them off or either put them back on. This workaround, which we will detail, basically allows you to work from the top of the bed rail throughout the process. It may seem a little cumbersome to begin with, but going from the driver's side to the passenger side, the time savings was significant in getting this put together. It'll be very detailed in what you get in the kit and how to go about doing it, but I think you'll be pleasantly surprised in how quickly this does actually go together and how it looks when it's all said and done. So there you go, the JT bed rail system for the Gladiator. We're going to do an LBE. This will allow you to do an LBE. It will also allow you to do our 6 and 12-inch bed rack. So there you go. Thanks for watching our install video. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe for more videos on installs, around the shop, and exciting new releases by American Adventure Lab. Don't forget to check out our website for more products and accessories to enhance your off-road experience. And if you have any questions, suggestions for future videos, leave them in the comments below. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you in the next one.